Is the Abbey Yung method overhyped? And is drugstore hair care complete trash? Today's video is all about the Abbey Yung method. For those of you who are into hair care and you love watching hair care content on Instagram and YouTube, I'm certain that you've come across an influencer called Abbey Yung on either your Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Even if you don't know her by name, I'm sure you've seen her because she's a very famous hair influencer. I think she's also a trichologist or she's training to be one. Her hair care videos and recommendations tend to garner a lot of views. And recently, there's been a bit of a phenomenon and it's called the Abbey Yung Method. It basically refers to a hair care routine that comprises products recommended by Abbey Yung. I'm sure there are other people who've also recommended these products. I think she's the person who's mainly responsible for making these products like super viral. And the reason why the Abbey Yung method is so popular, that's because her product recommendation is mostly stuff from the drugstore or very affordable hair care. Hair care and affordable are not really synonymous terms. I'm guilty of wasting a lot of money on hair care, like very expensive hair care products. And for the longest time, there's been this misconception that expensive hair care means good hair and drugstore hair care products are basically trash. But Abbey Yung, I mean, she's been constantly recommending these products, and I saw a lot of reels and content. People have shared hair transformations based on using these products, and I was like, okay, I need to test these out because based on whatever she said, I've been able to infer that the drugstore has come a very long way in terms of formulations and results. Abbey Yung recommends a lot of products. Her list is very extensive, but for this video, I wanted to focus on a couple of products that she has been recommending for a very long time. And these are the products that I see coming up most frequently whenever someone mentions the Abbey Yung method. And I've been testing these products out for a very long time, like 5 to 6 months. In her routine, the first product I used was the OGX Coconut Miracle Oil. So you get 100 ml of product. I will be repeating her name very often in this video, so please bear with me. But the way she recommends using this is from the mids and ends as a pre-wash treatment. So the way I use it is exactly as she recommended. I use the oil from my mids to my ends before washing my hair. So I leave it around 2 hours. If I look at the ingredients, it's mainly dimethicone with a couple of oils. First of all, the smell. It smells amazing, like a very pleasant coconut smell. In terms of the consistency, this is a very silicone feeling product. Like it feels like very thick silicone, and when I apply it on my hair, surprisingly, I need a very small amount because a little goes a long way, but it has a very pleasant consistency, so it makes the application process very easy. Had I not been influenced by Abbey Yung, I would never have picked this up. Like looking at the product, what it does, the dimethicone, I would have assumed that it's just a very cheap, unsophisticated hair oil, and I really wouldn't have picked it up. It makes my hair feel so smooth and shiny and soft once I'm out of the shower, especially for people with very thick, coarse hair. Sometimes it can be difficult to find a product that's able to make your hair look really shiny. My hair can look very dry and flat. Since it's a very silicone heavy product, I would never let this go anywhere near my scalp because it'll just clog my follicles. For the mids and ends, it's such a beautiful like conditioning product, especially when you're in the shower. It feels like my hair has a layer of protective coating whenever I apply this oil. I love to use this especially when I'm using clarifying shampoos and I have to heat style my hair. Combined with a clarifying shampoo, this one's so good. As far as product number one goes, for how affordable this is, I've genuinely had such a great time with this oil. I use this as a... Alright, time to move on to product number two, and this one is fantastic. It's the Pantene Pro V Sheer Volume Shampoo. According to the website, the claims are as follows. Give your hair the ultimate boost. The Pantene Pro V Sheer Volume Shampoo is designed to give your hair the lift and fullness it craves. It hydrates while it lifts to ensure your hair looks healthy and ready for head-turning styling. Gently cleanses hair to remove buildup and reveal noticeable volume, lift, and control when styled. Perfect for use on fine or thin hair, crafted to cleanse all hair types and is gentle enough for use on permed or color treated hair. Free of parabens and colorants for no harsh stripping. This has 355 ml of product. This is the small size and this was so cheap, like so inexpensive. I think a cup of coffee would be more expensive than this shampoo. So it has a very light green apple fragrance, very mild, so it's nothing strong. It will definitely not trigger a headache. It's almost like a clarifying shampoo. I will say that it's not as strong as, let's say, the Way Detox shampoo. It gives me such a good clean. And if it weren't for the fact that I have to test out a lot of products because I have a channel and I want to keep talking about product recommendations, I would honestly be fine just sticking to this one. This could literally be my permanent shampoo. It foams up very well in the shower, so you do get a very nice lather. And it's not one of those shampoos that leave your hair feeling greasy and gross. Because honestly, there's nothing I hate more than stepping out of the shower, having done my entire hair care routine, only to realize that my hair is flat and greasy. It doesn't really do much for flakiness, but I do have a very dry scalp, so that could just be the case with me. But it's such a fantastic product. Like, I'm so happy that I tried it out. For the price point, there is really nothing I can complain about with the Pantene Pro V shampoo. Let's move on to a favorite category of mine, and that's hair masks. I have two masks to discuss here that she recommends. Both of them, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with these. The first one is the Dove 10-in-1 Bond Strength Mask. I think out of all the products that Abbey Yung recommends, this mask from Dove is the one that I see most often, most frequently, to the point where I was like, okay, I need to get this. I need to try it out. What is the hype all about? Drum roll, please. Genuinely one of the best hair care products I've ever tried. Based on the description of this product, it's supposed to fortify and revive your hair after like extreme chemical damage. Every time you color, bleach, straighten, or blow dry your hair, the Dove mask will strengthen bonds from within and help reverse visible signs of accumulated damage for ultra strength and smoothness. It's enriched with peptide complex. It's meant for chemically damaged hair, and this mask works at a molecular level to strengthen the hair structure. It has something called bioprotein care technology. So this mask is meant to be used once you've shampooed your hair, like on clean hair. That's how I use it. Such a fantastic mask. So I've never colored my hair. This is the natural color of my hair, like ever in my life. So my hair has not been chemically treated at all. But since I do heat style my hair, I thought, why not try this? I've used it all up. Like, that's all that's left in my jar. It does have a scent, like one of those, hair spa scents, nothing earthy or herbal, very much like a hair care product. This product glides through my hair. Like, I have curly textured hair, and I've used this both on curly, like natural hair, or when I'm heat styling my hair. My hair feels so soft when I apply it. My hairbrush doesn't need to do any work once I use this mask. This is the type of mask that once I used it, I found it very difficult to use any other product, simply because of how amazing this is. It gives me such fantastic shine. And the Dove 10-in-1 Bond Strength Mask, this is the type of thing that makes me question higher end luxury hair care, because this has turned out to be like the gold standard for hair masks for me. Considering that it's from the drugstore, I have absolutely nothing to complain about. It leaves my hair feeling shiny, smooth, glossy. I would say that as far as the bond strength part goes, when it comes to molecular and bond repair, I have personally seen more results from like a hair mask like K18, like a leave-in treatment, because this is something that you rinse off. It does make my hair feel very strong and healthy, very soft, and it just makes my hair look like the best it's ever been. It doesn't weigh my hair down. Like, some masks can be very thick, so this has more of a gel cream consistency, so it's not a very thick cream. I don't even need to use a lot for it to really smooth out my hair. A small amount goes a long way, and it doesn't make my hair feel greasy, and that's very important for me with a hair mask, for it to be conditioning and nourishing enough without having to use too much. So fantastic product, really nothing for me to complain about. Another mask that has become very popular because of the Abbey Yung Method is the Pantene Pro V Miracle Rescue Intensive Mask. This is also a wonderful formula from the drugstore. It has the same sort of spa-like scent, not very strong, And this is also supposed to be one of your bond repairing, hair repairing products. Glides through my hair. There's really nothing much about this formula for me that's very different from the Dove. It's just that the Dove formula feels slightly more hydrating and nourishing than the Pantene one, but it's honestly just a very small point of difference for me. Maybe it's just my hair that kind of responded better to the Dove formula, but honestly the margin is so small here. It just comes down to personal preference. Sometimes I feel like both these masks are almost like interchangeable. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to notice like a difference in these two products. So I would say both these mask recommendations from Abbey Yung are fantastic, and I don't think you could go wrong with either. There is another product in the Abbey Yung method that is so viral, and I'm sure you've seen this online as well. This is the L'Oreal Everpure sulfate free gloss with 17% glossing care complex with glycolic acid. Now, this is not a hair mask, it's a hair gloss. And in my previous videos, I've spoken about how much I love using a hair gloss because I do struggle a lot with shine. My hair can look so dull and flat and lifeless. This is supposed to be used after you've shampooed and conditioned your hair. And this is another incredible product. It's so affordable, so easy to use. You can't go wrong with this formula. I've used it on my hair and just look at the shine, like it makes my hair feel so good. So compared to the Kerastase hair gloss, that's a hair product that Abbey Yung really doesn't like. She thinks that this gloss is better than the Kerastase gloss. That personally, I prefer the Kerastase over this one. And that is just based on a few personal preferences. So the L'Oreal gloss is more of a creamy consistency, whereas the Kerastase gloss is almost like water. If I'm not careful with how much product I take, my hair can get weighed down like very easily. So I do have to be very mindful of how much I use. I have become very enthusiastic in the past and taken some product and used it liberally, and my hair has felt very greasy. So just something to keep in mind, but that's just a very minor nitpicky critique. So sometimes it does become a little difficult for me to get the right amount on my roots. That's such a minor critique. Considering how cheap this product is, this doesn't have a very strong scent. In fact, it's very mild. I think I can buy 3 or 4 such glosses in the price of one Kerastase gloss. So I do see why this one turns out to be a superior product. It does recommend on the back of the product that you should use this with the corresponding shampoo and conditioner. I've never done that, so I don't know if that leads to even more shine and glossiness. But I've used this with several other products, not just the hair products that I've mentioned in this video, but a combination of different shampoos, conditioners, and it works just fine with any other product. So another Abbey Yung Method recommendation, such a fantastic gloss. You can't go wrong with this. Considering it's from the drugstore, I know I sound like a broken record, but this is another product that's moving on to the last product from the Abbey Yung Method. Another super inexpensive product. This is the OGX Argan Oil. This is a hair oil that I've been familiar with for many years, much before Abbey Yung recommended it. So this was not like my first time hearing of this product. I'd say that I've never really wanted to try it before I heard so many good things about it from Abbey Yung. This is also a very silicone heavy product. It has, the first ingredient in the list is dimethicone. This is something I use after I've washed my hair, so as a finishing serum, sometimes when I want to smooth frizz. And this is one of those oils where a little really does go a long way. Like if I use more than this, my hair will get weighed down. And there you go. So my hair tends to get easily weighed down with product, so I'm always very careful to use a very small amount of this, and it does have that silicone feel, like I can feel it on my hands. This is also a very good oil. You get 100 ml of product, so that's a lot as compared to other hair oils on the market. I will say that this is the type of oil that makes my hair feel great once I've used it. But in the long term, I don't know how it benefits my hair or if I see that much of a difference in terms of hair quality. But cosmetically, when I do use it, my hair feels great. I do have other hair oils, like my favorite from Olaplex, or the Kerastase oil, and I know that they are significantly more expensive than this one, whereas the other oils that I mentioned, they do feel more nourishing and more repairing as compared to this one. Matter of personal preference, that even though I do like this oil, I don't reach for this all that much because of the other oils that I have. So even though there's nothing wrong with this oil, it's a pretty great formula. But that being said, I do really like it. It is a good oil, and I would suggest trying this one out if you're looking for a good hair oil that's also affordable. If you're using any of these two oils, and most of the products that I discussed in this video, they are heavy on silicones, it's important to note that you should be using a clarifying shampoo because they can end up weighing your hair down in the long run if you don't use a shampoo that removes buildup. And that's why silicones have been demonized so far, because people don't realize you've got to really use a nice shampoo that removes the to show that the reason why the Abbey Yung method really took off the way it did is because for the longest time we've been told that expensive hair care means great technology, like cutting edge innovative technology, and that the drugstore just has cheap, horrible ingredients and nothing brilliant or new to offer. But I think these hair care products have really changed the hair care industry. I've been noticing such a massive shift and this trend of using drugstore products now. Rarely does it happen that I try recommendations from an influencer and every single product works like so well. But sometimes it is difficult to ascertain and gauge just how well a hair care product is performing for you, and that's precisely why I took almost like 6 to 7 months of continuously testing these products out before making this video. After having tested these products out for so long, I can say this with absolute certainty that the Abbey Yung method is not overhyped, that these products are not trash. They are brilliant. I have tried out these products on my hair when it's curly and wavy, and they work just as well. So that was pretty much it. I hope you had a great time. If you enjoyed watching this video, and if you really like watching unsponsored honest content, I would be very grateful if you'd consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. It really does help a lot with the YouTube algorithm and just getting my stuff, my content out there. And as always, I will see you very soon in the next one.